Hello, hi, welcome and welcome back to my channel. We are here with part 3 of 6 months of Empties. If you're interested in the background of why I kept Empties for 6 months instead of every month like I used to on my channel, check out the first video, which is skincare. I will save us all from a second or third disclaimer, but right now we're going to dive into body. This is by far probably the largest category, only rivaled closely by skincare. But that said, I hope you'll stick around, hang out. These are my favorite videos to film, to watch, all of the above. So without further ado, let's dive into the shower and let's get into the first step of cleansing. All right, so to kick us off, I have two kind of random cleansing. I'll give background. So Bodycare is probably going to be a larger category for me. I love Bodycare. It's where I do my kind of like self-care rituals. It's where I really take time out to enjoy the shower, Rich Lady showers. I'll link that video down below. I still do Rich Lady showers, and I try to approach the shower as like a reset to the day or a fresh beginning to the day. It's really the time where I kind of get my mind right, treat myself well to go into whatever it is that I need to go into doing. So with cleansing, what I typically do is I use a bar soap, and then sometimes I will use a shower gel for the scent, really, but I'm heavily relying on bar soap for the actual cleansing. The first two are products that I no longer use, but I did and I would recommend them. So the first one is Panoxyl. It's the Acne Foaming Wash, and I have a small tube of it here just because it used to take me so long to go through the large tubes of this. Now I've used Panoxyl brand, and I've also used the Cerave Acne Foaming Wash, which is also benzoyl peroxide. I use this for under my arms. It's a really good one to kind of kill the bacteria under your arms or other areas. It's good for acne too, but it's really nice under your arms, especially if you're using a non-aluminum deodorant, a non-antiperspirant deodorant. So it really just helps keep the stink away, control it a little bit. I am now using antiperspirant deodorants because it is summertime and I just don't want to put myself or anyone around me through that. I am a sweaty gal. But I do highly recommend using this if you find that you're struggling with odor under the arms. And I would repurchase either Panoxyl or Cerave. It would probably depend on the size they offer and also the price. But either one of those I would highly recommend and also repurchase myself. I just don't need it right now. Then the next thing is a foaming feminine wash for sensitive skin from Rael. I have gone through a couple tubes of this. It's a really lovely feminine wash. However, I don't need a separate wash for this anymore because the soap that I'm using is gentle enough for me personally. But if you're in the market for this, if you've recently given birth, anything like that, I do highly recommend this specific one, and also just anything from Rael in general. They are my favorite menstrual and feminine health hygiene company of all time. I trust them. A lot of these products were made with Korean beauty in mind, so they have really, really nice ingredients. So highly recommend it, but I have not repurchased and I don't plan to at this point in time. But now we're going to get into soap that I've been using. And I have exactly 6 bars of soap, which I thought it was going to be 1 bar a month because with the one that I use the most that you'll see, I always thought it was 1 bar a month. And this kind of confirms it, and that makes me really happy. And also is going to kick off a different discussion. However, the first one up is from Nudy Rudy. It was their milk bar. It's soap with goat milk and shea butter. And actually, that's wrong. I've gone through 7. There was another Nudy Rudy, I think, after this one that was pear. Or did I already talk about that one? I think that was in my last Empties. This was just another Nudy Rudy bar soap. They are out of Australia, and I picked this up at Walmart. I think it was like $3 to $4. It's a plant oil soap. I really like these. They were fine. The only thing is they didn't give anything back to my skin. They didn't overly dry it out, but my skin didn't feel moisturized after. So it didn't do it for me because I have found other bars of soap that clean effectively. I feel very clean with them, and they also give something back to my skin. This one smells very, very nice. Like a clean, comforting, almost like slightly cashmere scent. I really love this. I do highly recommend them. It's just not for me because I have found soaps that give me a little more to my skin. But if I was in a pinch and I wanted to get an affordable option, that would be it, hands down. Then next up, this one was actually gifted to me by my friend Chelsea. Shout out Chelsea. Love you, girl. She gifted me a Lume Clean Tangerine soap. Now these are acidified cleansing bars, and it aims to remove and control odor without stripping the skin. Ideal for hair and body. I did not use this in my hair. That is a little scary to me because this does work really well, but it again didn't give any moisture back to my skin, and my skin gets very dry. Also, the Clean Tangerine wasn't an offensive scent by any means, but it wasn't something that I was excited to use, if that makes sense. I understand why others might be excited to use it, but I find with the soap that I'm the most in love with, I don't need an acidified body wash. So I guess I'm not that stinky. But if I found that I ever needed that, I would probably go for like the Panoxyl, specifically under my arms and like under the boobs or anywhere, you know, you might need it. But yeah, I pass on this. It wasn't for me. And also I think it's almost as expensive as my favorite bar of soap, which we're going to get into now. But yeah, would not repurchase. But I loved the experience. Thank you, Chelsea. Then the one that I've used the most of, and I have 4 of them here, which is wild, is the Hanni Cocoon Cleanse. It is their concentrated serum cleanser for body. It has a soap-free base. It is pH balanced to protect the lipid barrier. And it is formulated to be very gentle so that you can clean even intimate areas without irritation. It says it'll leave your skin soft, supple, loved, never dry or tight. And it is vegan, cruelty-free, non-toxic, dermatologist tested, gynecologist tested, and I love it so much. It has some eucalyptus leaf in it. It has vegetable oil, shea butter, orange oil, corn mint leaf oil, peppermint oil, aloe juice. Yeah, a sugarcane molecule. Goodness, get it out, Rachel. And chamomile flower extract and gardenia extract. Wow, wow, wow. This does clean, and it's crazy to me that it says it's soap free, but it does cleanse. It does suds up. It is a very kind of like creamy lather, which I love. I love this so much. My skin feels so much softer when I'm using this in combination with my exfoliating items and my moisturizers, but this leaves my skin so much better than I started when I first get in the shower. And this has such a grip on me, but it is $16 or $18 per bar. Now I did get a 4-pack that's discounted and then an additional 20% off around Christmas time, which is what these were for. And I think I paid about $10 per bar, but I still am like, I want to know if I can find something just as effective and moisturizing, but a little bit cheaper, and then get this every once in a while as like a fancy bar, or like maybe my husband can put one in my stocking at Christmas so it's like a fancy bar of soap. Because, and we can do a whole video separate to this, this kind of 6-month low no buy has really made me pause. Just because you have the money in the budget doesn't mean that you need to spend it. And I'm looking around, and I do love a nice luxurious product, but there are some things that I'm repurchasing once a month, and I don't want those monthly totals to get to an astronomical place. I haven't sat down and done the math, but I can tell you with the things that I was buying, I won't say currently, was buying, that monthly total was getting up there. So I have one of these in the shower that is on its last leg now. And what I have purchased that I'll probably have to start using today, actually, which is exciting, is the Dove Moisturizing Antibacterial Bar. So I know a lot of people have feelings about using antibacterial soap. I don't know yet. I just saw that it was a moisturizing one and it didn't smell offensive. That's what I'm going to try. Let me know your favorite soap companies. They can be indie and small. I love supporting small. But I need one that cleanses well and also gives back to my skin. We very well could be back on this train because, especially in the winter, my skin upkeep gets quite intense. And I've also considered maybe using a shower oil after I use a body soap. That's going to be a journey that maybe we can talk about and document on the channel, but I would highly recommend these if they're in your budget. I love this soap so much. I potentially will repurchase, but I want to do a little shop around first, you know, so that's that on that. All right, let's move into shaving really quickly. I don't have too much to say, but I have 2 Aveeno Positively Smooth Shave Gel. I used to go through shave gel once a month. That's when I was shaving with a regular razor. However, I threw my razors in here just to follow up and let you know that I am still using the Hanni safety razor. I love it so much, and I don't have to shave as often now because I'm using this. It gets such a close shave, and I've also noticed that my hair doesn't feel as like bluntly cut or something. I don't know. My hair just doesn't feel as coarse anymore. That could be age, it could be hormones, I don't know. But I highly recommend getting into the safety razor game. Hanni is my brand of choice. It's a very sturdy handle. I know a lot of people like Leaf as well, but I will continue to repurchase these. I went through a whole box, probably more, but I didn't save them all, just one. That said, because I'm not shaving as much anymore, I only have 2 in 6 months, which is the Aveeno Positively Smooth Shave Gel. I get the lightly fragranced. They used to have fragrance free, I thought, but they have a stronger fragrance version. I get the light one. It kind of smells like Play-Doh, but it's not offensive. It is a really nice shave gel. I recommend it. However, I picked up a travel size of the EOS shave cream because I used to use shave creams for years and years and years. If anyone ever used the Pure Romance one, shout out. That was the best. I think they called it Coochie Cream. It was so good. EOS has since come out with one. I used to use the EOS for a long time, and it is something too where like these don't give back to my skin, but they don't irritate it. They're just neutral. The EOS gives something back to my skin. So if you prefer a foaming shave gel, I really like the Aveeno Positively Smooth. However, if you want my recommendation for what is the best shave product, I think now I would tell you the EOS shave cream. So good. All right, I will move into exfoliating products. I have 2 of the Soft Services buffing bars. I took a long break from this because I was testing out the Necessaire Exfoliating Body Serum, and I wanted to just use that so I could get full thoughts on that product. However, I'm back on my stuff, you know, and I went through a normal bar, and then I also went through their limited edition scent. This is the green banana scent. It's so good, and it's very light. It's not offensive at all. It doesn't stick around on the body, but it is such a lovely switch up from the unscented buffing bar, and I hope they bring this back next summer too. I love that they're doing these limited edition scents. I didn't get the pumpkin spice, but I'm so happy I got green banana, and it is so tempting to buy a backup so that I have it even when it's gone, but I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to be a responsible consumer, even though I'm not on a no-buy. But highly, highly recommend this. This is the best physical exfoliant for your body. I would even put this above the Beauty Pie body scrub, which is like Hall of Fame for me in the shower situation. These are no joke. I talk about them in other empties. Let me know if you want a soft services video. How very rude of my camera to die mid-sentence. Okay. I believe I left off with saying, if you want a video on soft services, let me know. I would like to start doing brand spotlights. The first one's probably going to be prequel. But to wrap that up in a nice bow, it is the best exfoliator. It is no joke. Be very gentle when you're using it. And also, my disclaimer is always to let that thing dry out completely. That's going to give the best bang for your buck so it doesn't disintegrate. But also, you want it to be dry so that you get the scrubbies. When it's the wetter that the bar is, the less scrubby that you're going to get. The drier that it is, the more. So if it's really dry, be very careful, but don't let it get too wet. Moving right along. Let's get into body moisturizers. So I have here, let's actually start with the Slather lotion from Topicals. This is an exfoliating body serum, but it's kind of like a lotion consistency. It has retinol, lactic acid, urea, and squalane. It sounds like everything that you would want, and this is where Some of you might say that this is an amazing product. It has everything on paper, but when I was using this, I saw little to no difference in my skin. It just kind of moisturized more than anything, and it wasn't the best moisture out of the things that I'm going to talk about. So this was in an effort to replace the Drunk Elephant exfoliating serum. That thing is no joke. It's $29. This is about the same. I would go with the Drunk Elephant over this, and I have not repurchased this, and I have not repurchased the Drunk Elephant because as far as exfoliating serums go, I use the Necessaire Body Serum. I'm still testing it out. I honestly might wait to give my full thoughts till I finish the first bottle because that one is much pricier than the Drunk Elephant, and the Drunk Elephant is very effective. It's just stingy. This is not stingy even after really scrubbing with the soft services, which is when I would feel the most stingy from the Drunk Elephant, or if you have like an open spot or something. This wasn't stingy at all. Maybe this is a long game type product, but for me, I didn't get enough immediate impact for me to repurchase this again. I would like to try more of the line, but this kind of threw me off of that chase a little bit, so would not repurchase. Would not really recommend. Instead, I would say go with a more effective serum like the Drunk Elephant or the Necessaire, because I do like the Necessaire. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Not for me. Now we're into straight up body moisturizers. So I'm not surprised to see only one exfoliating serum in here because I go through so little of those. I use just a little bit on my chest, arms, sometimes on my legs if I have strawberry legs, but since I switched to a safety razor, I don't have that problem as much anymore. So I'm just using a little bit on my chest and shoulders and arms. And I feel like a quarter sized amount is good. So I really only go through one of those like once every 6 months. I agree with that. So that is also good to know when I'm using my Necessaire because it is very pricey, but if I'm only purchasing it once, twice a year, it might be worth it. However, with moisturizers, I went through 2 body butters, 1 lotion, and a body oil, which I'm actually surprised I didn't go through more, but I think I know why. So let's get started with the Fenty Skin. I finished up the Butta Drop body butter, and this is in the Vanilla Dream. This was a shimmery one. I didn't really notice a ton of shimmer, but I was using this mostly at night. This is such a good vanilla scent. Almost very reminiscent to like, it's like a vanilla bean. I wouldn't call it a warm vanilla sugar. It's like a vanilla bean. I loved this so much, and as you can see, I scraped her clean. I do not know why out of the holiday set, they did a full size of the cinnamon and a refill of the cinnamon, but they didn't do the vanilla. So many vanilla girls would love to have this. I would love to have this as a full size. Fenty, please come out with a full size and I would consider buying this again. It was moisturizing, but as far as body butter goes, I think you can get even more moisture. But if you're someone who just needs kind of like a normal to slightly more hydrating body butter, this is a nice one. I will say I had the set and I gifted the cinnamon because it wasn't like my scent choice. And then I also gifted away the regular because that also was not my scent choice. However, if there was a vanilla, I would consider repurchasing again for the scent alone. Next up, I have a Necessaire the Body Oil. I liked this. It's fragrance free. I liked the dropper. It was fine. Oh, there's some in the pipette. I might use, let's just do that real quick. Why not? Yeah, no scent whatsoever. It is really nice and it sinks in pretty quick. Like I would consider this more of a dry oil. It does give you a little bit of a shine and you can feel a little bit of the oil. It's not like it's still an oil, but as far as body oils go, I do find that this one is more like a dry oil and it is very nice. But what I will say is I would not repurchase. Necessaire sometimes straddles the line of too expensive for me, especially for some of these more basic products. And what I have found is the Aveeno smells very good and is super moisturizing. Whereas like, yeah, I have some moisture. I get more moisturizer, especially like long lasting moisture from the Aveeno. So that's what I'm working on now. I also don't love body oils, and what I will typically do is mix them with my moisturizer. So I don't know. I think as far as body oils go, I purchase them so infrequently that I could stand to spend a little bit more, but at the same time, the Aveeno gives me everything that I want with moisture and scent, so would not repurchase. If you have Necessaire budget and you want kind of a dry oil with no scent, sure, this might be for you, but it is not para mí. All right, then speaking of mixing body oil, and with my lotion, my favorite unscented body lotion and my favorite thing to mix oil into is the Naturium Bio-Lipid Restoring Body Lotion. It is so good. The pump is large like the body washes and just satisfying. This is a super moisturizing lotion without feeling too heavy and sticky. I love mixing my Aveeno oil into this. The only thing I have to say about this packaging is that it comes out very nicely in the pump. Like, I didn't have any clogging issues, but it doesn't get nearly enough of the product. And you can see that I really, if you can see down in there, I really went to town with my spatula, scraping it out. And then also you kind of have to mix it up or give it a good shake like this to kind of keep pumping it. But I would say, like, we were up here when it started getting difficult to pump out. So I don't know that the delivery system is the best. However, the juice inside is really good, and I really, really love this. And yes, I have repurchased. I will continue to repurchase. This is really the only body lotion I need. If I want scent, I can mix in the Aveeno oil, which is really nice. And this lets my perfume shine more. So I really, really love this lotion. I would highly recommend it. It is almost like, it's like a lightweight body butter, but in a pump, and it's so nice. And I can't say enough good things. If you need lotion, this one. It's also like $15 for 14 fluid ounces. So I'm happy with that. I only went through one. That does last a long time. I would do like 1 to 2 pumps per limb pretty much. But what I think has slowed down my usage of body butters and lotions is this body butter. And it is because this is the most hydrating body butter lotion oil that I've ever used. And I don't have to mix oil and lotion because it's all in this one. And it is also from Naturium, and it is their newer body butter, which is the Glow Getter Multi-Oil Body Butter. I scraped this one clean as well. The only thing is the scent is so weird. It's like a sweet plastic scent. Like, you know how they used to make like a scented Barbie or a scented doll? That's what it's giving, and I really don't like that. But I keep going back to this time and time again. I choose this over what I currently have in my bathroom because it gives me so much moisture, and that moisture sticks around until I shower again, which is unheard of for me. This is going to be such a game changer for me come winter, and it has allowed me to slow down on having to mix oil if I'm not in the mood to do that. However, I find that I am doing that now when I want the Aveeno scent, but as far as like daily goes, this is what I'm using daily. It is so good if you have dry skin. Please check this out. I love it. You get 7.7 fluid ounces. It has linoleic rich botanical oils, shea butter, glycerin, and squalane. We all know that glycerin's the goat, so please check this out. It is the best. And it took me a little while to get through this. I'll be curious looking at the next 6 months, because I think I will hold Empties for 6 months again. In 6 months, how many of these I go through. I had this, I think, for at least 2 months, which is nice. But yeah, I love this so much. Oh, probably number one recommendation out of this. Frank over here is getting a little cry. All right, staying in the shower but miscellaneous, I have a shower balm from Care, handcrafted body care out of Louisville, Kentucky. This is the Hangover Helper. It energizes and awakens. This smells so good. It's not just a straight up essential oils, which I think a lot of these shower balms are. Essentially what you do is you unwrap it, you put it at the base of the shower, the steam and the water hit it, and it just envelopes you in scent. A very rich lady shower thing. Oh, it smells so good. It's like a warm, creamy, clean scent that I would say is unisex. Here's the thing. This is what made me realize I had lost my sense of smell and taste with the Rona in February. And I was so sad because it was too late to abandon ship on this. It was already starting to fizzle away. But man, would I love to know what a shower like this actually would be like. I have one more, but it's in a different scent. I definitely would love to repurchase these as like a nice to have. These would also be another good stocking stuffer or a gift. Oh my goodness. It smells so, so good. And I love it. Oh, too bad I didn't get to get the full experience, you know? Okay, into kind of miscellaneous body care items. I have a Boogie wipes, so I only went through one pack, which I'm very surprised about, but I kind of got away from using these just because I carry them in my bag. I keep one at my desk, and then the one was in my nightstand, and I don't know that I had them placed methodically enough. Like, I would take them out of my purse anytime I needed extra room, and I was just using regular tissues, but these remain a staple for me when my allergies are really bad. I love the grape flavor. These are also covered by HSA if you're interested in pre-tax dollar savings. I can't recommend these enough. I talk about these a lot in my allergy videos, so I'll link those below, but yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend. I haven't repurchased because I still have one pack going strong from the multi-pack that I bought, so eventually I will repurchase, but right now I'm still good. Another one-off that I am shocked is only one is the BioFreeze Cool the Pain one large patch. I have to have thrown some of these out because I can recall using them, but I also have done a lot of work on different coping strategies to help me with the chronic pain that is my neck and back. And I haven't been using these as much because those coping strategies help me release those muscles a little bit more. And I've been using a lot of ice packs because I'm at home more now. So these I try to keep for when I need to be up and out and about, because it kind of holds that product to you on the go instead of strapping an ice pack on. And these are much less messy than the roll-on. I will continue to repurchase these. I love these. If you have chronic pain and you need to be up and about, but you don't like the messiness of the roll-on, you don't like it getting all over your clothes, these are very lovely. Stay away from the lavender ones. They're upcharged for no reason at all. These are incredible. Get the large patches. The small ones are very small, but I love those. Up next, I have Necessaire, the deodorant gel, fragrance-free. This is the only non-aluminum deodorant that works for me and that also does not irritate my underarms. After I finished this up, I didn't repurchase this. I purchased the Salt Air. That one, if I use it too many days in a row, starts to irritate my underarms, and so I haven't made it through a lot of that one. This one never did that for me. And on the other side of that, in the summertime, I'm going antiperspirant all day. I just don't want to chance it. It is what it is. Right now, because I was testing the Salt Air of this and a couple other brands because my underarms were just irritated for a while after the Salt Air, I'm deodorant rich for now, but as soon as I need a non-aluminum, non-antiperspirant deodorant, I will absolutely go back to this. Can't say enough good things. It is not that much more expensive than the Salt Air, and I would go this every time. Oh, it's so good. I did not believe in non-aluminum deodorants, and I had tried a lot until I had this one. 10 out of 10. I would love to see them expand the scents, but the unscented is beautiful as well. The only body scent that I have is an empty of a mini from the Brazilian Crush Cheirosa 40. This is the Black Amber Plum and Vanilla Wood scent. I can still smell it, and it is so good, and I kind of want this now. Smelling it again. As far as body mists go, I do like them when I'm just around the house, especially work from home. I think right now I have the Rare Beauty one, which is lovely, but it's like a very specific feeling and scent. And I also have the Way St. Bart's, which I love so much. So maybe one day I'll have this again. But the other thing, and this is what trips me up, I love the scents from Sol de Janeiro so much because they're that sweet gourmand that I love. However, after a while they make me a little sick and they give me a headache. They're just too intense. And so I think that's why I continuously like get a small travel size, and then I burn myself out on it, and I just let it breathe for a while, and I'll eventually try a new one or go back to this. It smells so good. If they don't give you a headache, highly recommend, because these are no joke. These stick around for a very long time. I will not be repurchasing though. All right, let's talk hand products. So I have 2 hand washes here. The first one is one that you've seen on my channel before. It's the lemon butter and hemp seed hand wash from Beauty Pie. It has lemon butter, hemp protein, sweet almond oil, aloe vera, and glycerin. I love this so much. You get 16.9 fluid ounces for like $15 around there. It smells like their super healthy skin line, which is one of my favorite scents. It's so, so good. I love this. It also has the best packaging because the lip of the bottle is longer than the nozzle, so anything that drips just lands here instead of all over your counters, and it's so much easier to clean up. Highly recommend this if you're a Beauty Pie member. It's so good. I did not want to repurchase this at the time because I didn't want to make a separate Beauty Pie order, and I didn't want to spend $15 on hand wash, so I rummaged through my cabinets. I would recommend though. I rummaged through my cabinets and I found that I still had the hand and body wash from Deadcool and the scent Taunt. So we used that completely up. I love this scent as well. It is another cozy scent. If you like cozy, warm, vanilla-y, sweet but not too sweet scents, my recommendations will flow to you. I don't know that I'm always the great at picking out specific notes, but I love Taunt and I loved this, not really as a body wash, but as a hand wash. It was lovely. I would not repurchase though, because we have since moved on to just Dial, and also I picked up the Amika hand soap. We'll get to that in the next Empties probably, but it's not my favorite. So I think if I'm going to get anything other than Dial or Method foaming hand soap, it's gonna be the Beauty Pie all day. And I will probably switch back to this in winter just because this does a good job of not stripping the hands. I also have 2 hand creams, one from Beauty Pie Super Retinol. This is a wonderful retinol hand cream, especially under the $15 mark. I would highly recommend. However, I was gifted the retinol hand cream from Necessaire, so that is what I'm testing now. But your hands show signs of aging. This is an excellent gift too. I've gifted this to a lot of people in my life from Beauty Pie. I do highly recommend it. It's unscented. There's nothing crazy about it. The price is great. I just wish they would get rid of the twist cap and go with like a pump or a flip cap. They have a flip cap on the vitamin C hand cream. I think they should do it for this, but yeah, highly recommend this. The next one is a probiotic hand balm from the brand Palm in their signature scent. I was so interested in this brand, and I still have the exfoliating hand soap to get through, probably in the winter. However, the scent is what throws me off. The sanitizer, soap, and this all have the same scent, and it is just, it's almost lemongrassy, but it's like not a finessed essential oil scent. Like it smells like something that you could whip up yourself with essential oils, or like that scent when people mix too many essential oils, if you know what I mean. I'm just not into that. I like my synthetic fragrances or just very few essential oils. So it has nothing to do with the product and everything to do with the scent. But because of that, I let my husband use most of this rather than myself. So I can't really say without having my own bias playing there. I think it was moisturizing, but it wasn't anything like stand out, and the scent put me off, so I would not recommend this. Would love to see him come out with a vanilla though. All right, I did throw some oral hygiene things in here because I did want to talk about them. The first one is from Bocca, and it is the Orange Cream Space Paste. This is a nano hydroxy apatite toothpaste, which is said to be helpful with remineralizing the teeth, similar to fluoride, and it has scientific evidence to back that. So if you're not a fluoride girly, you can be a nano hydroxy apatite girly if you want. However, the reason I tried this is because, hi, I have autism, I have sensory issues. One of my sensory issue things being just oral hygiene as a whole can be challenging for me. And there are times where if I have had sensory overload for a long time, the last thing I want is mint and cooling feelings in my mouth. And I was on the search heavily last year. I tried a bunch of different toothpastes that did not have the mint and the cooling effect. This is the best. It tastes like creamsicles, and it does not have any cooling effect. The only two non-cooling fruity-like toothpaste that I would recommend for people who might understand where I'm coming from would be this Bocca Orange Cream Space Paste and the Hello Grape toothpaste. Those are my two top favorites. I have not repurchased this because I find myself being able to tolerate mint a little bit more, and based on some gum stuff that was going on, I'm using Parodontax for that. However, if I ever get into a pinch again where I just can't handle the mintiness of it all, I'm going back to this Orange Cream Space Paste or the Grape Hello. So it's amazing. 10 out of 10 recommend. And the last thing I want to mention is from Oral-B. It is Super Floss, so I use these up. This is so nice. I have a permanent retainer on the bottom of my teeth, and this is like a threader plus floss together, so you don't have to actually thread the floss through the threader and then through the retainer or whatever you have. These have stiff tips on the end of a line of floss, and it's so much easier. It cuts out so much of the work. I love it so much and highly recommend those. I'll link those below. And then there's one last tooth product I want to talk about, hopefully before the camera dies. It is the Kids Rinse Fluoride Free Fresh Watermelon. Don't get this. The taste was disgusting. And I don't even think there's anything in here really to benefit you other than xylitol, and there's so many other washes on the market. That said, we made it through Bodycare. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what shampoo you would recommend for me based on what I mentioned before. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.